And we are broadcasting live from the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, number 42, Murtala Mohammed Airport Road. That's where we are. My name is Mary Onaife Debbie. Welcome to Business Around Town. Time for us to talk business now. If you're regular, you know that at this time we usually talk business and talk about how to multiply our money, things that we should do, things we're not doing, and all of that. So today being a Wednesday, we are going to be discussing another interesting topic, and Peter Anosike will be here in the studio. Will be in the studio with us today to teach us, to talk to us about business. And today we are looking at New Year resolutions in business. So today is 28. We have few days before the new year. We have how many days? I think 3 days before we say Happy New Year. And then we are already in the new year. For me, in my mind, I'm already in the new year. So I do not wait for the new year to start doing the things that I've always wanted to do. But there are people that believe in New Year resolutions and they work towards them. But today we'll be looking at why most New Year resolutions fail. And I have a question for you. Do you believe in New Year resolutions? Have you done them before? Or do you do it? Is it working for you? We'll be talking about that today. New Year resolutions in your business, the things that you have resolved to do for the new year. So, with me this morning, I have Mr. Peter Anosike in the studios to discuss this topic of New Year resolutions and why it's failing. And the question I have for you that I'm going to later open the phone lines for is New Year resolutions. Does it work? Have you done it? How is it going? Has it ever worked for you? So that's a question that I'm going to ask you later on the program. So I have with me right here Peter Anosike. He's a philosopher, a development economist, a journalist, and a best-selling author. He is the author of Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money, the book that was rated as one of the best development books in the world by Wall Street Journal. And here in Nigeria, is adopted as a workbook for growing entrepreneurs by Small Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDEN. He is the founder of Ultimate Entrepreneurs Academy, an organization that trains college students and graduates and even workers on how to become entrepreneurs. He is a public speaker and the dean of VOP Business School. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Mary. Compliment listeners.
Yes.
Compliment to the season.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you. And okay, great. Now to the topic of our discussion. Reasons why people fail their New Year resolutions. That is the topic. But first of all, let's talk about New Year resolutions. Resolutions in general. What is it about?
Well, resolutions are decisions that people will make to become better, maybe in their finances, in their skills, in their education, and so on and so forth. That is what resolution simply means: decisions that people will make to become better, maybe in their finances, in their job, in their education, in their skills. That's getting better than who they were originally or before making that resolution.
Great. Now you defined it so well. After this definition, you'll not wonder, why do I have to wait for New Year to have a new year, to have resolutions, to make resolutions? I'm supposed to be doing that every day.
Well, it should be done every day, because every day comes with a new challenge.
Yes.
But people always decide on a new year because they are entering a new year. Understand? They will say that the old year has passed away, so a new year is coming. Therefore, I'm going to be better than I was in the last year. 2020, I'm going to be better than who I was in 2023, in 2022. Understand? So it has become a kind of a ritual. As people celebrate Christmas and New Year, they also do their New Year resolutions. That the things they hope to achieve in the new year. or who they want to become in the new year.
In the new year. I feel that it's a form of procrastination. When you know you want to be better, so why wait for the new year? So it's a form of pushing what you want to be forward, procrastinating, and I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of new year resolutions fail, because when you now approach the new year, you are now in the new year, you tell yourself, okay, not today, tomorrow, let's say by end of January, that's when I will implement it, because by then maybe I should have gotten more money. Then you say, okay, February, after the election, then after the election you say, let's see how things pan out in the country, before you say, Jack, you're not doing anything. Now to the topic, why does these resolutions for the new year, why does it fail?
Well, it depends on the reason why somebody want to do the resolution. Some want to do it because they have seen others doing it. That's a bandwagon effect. People that are making their New Year resolutions, let me also make mine. Then some do it for serious reasoning. Understand? So, but those who just do it because other people are doing it, basically, they will not have what it takes to walk it through, to back it up. And those ones may not fail. But for me, the reason I say that we should discuss this is that there's a saying, fortune favors the prepared.
The bold.
No. Before, back in the days, we were told that fortune favors the brave.
Yes.
But now I know better.
It has changed.
Fortune favors the prepared.
Not the brave.
Not the brave.
How do you mean? Because it's the brave. I think it's the brave.
Fortune favors the common saying that fortune favors the brave.
Yes.
But I'm telling you that the real thing, the practical thing, fortune favors the prepared. Understand? Because if you're not prepared for anything, no matter how brave you are, you cannot achieve that thing.
No. If they have prepared, and then here is fortune, and then they can't step forward because they feel embarrassed. They are not ready, and they've prepared everything, but they are not brave enough to embrace what life is given to them. That's why you see that's why you see that if you look at social media or read a lot of books, some of the people that you see that are making it are not as smart as some other people at the back, as some other people that you don't even hear of. They're just there. Why? They haven't made steps because they are not brave. So there is fortune. They have prepared. They are good. They went to school. They are good writers. But they are not brave enough to bring out their thought out. So I still stick with that thought, that fortune. You got to be brave in this life. That's my submission.
So you have to achieve what you are not prepared for.
You'll be shocked. You'll get some level of achievement when you're brave. When you're brave to ask for what you want.
Fortune favors the prepared. For you to achieve anything, you must there must be preparedness. There must be preparedness. You must develop the capacity to achieve that thing. And those who are failing in their New Year resolutions are those who don't have the capacity, who don't have the preparedness to walk through what they have decided. So that's the truth. You can be as brave as a lion, as a tiger, but if you are not prepared for something, if you don't have capacity for something, you cannot achieve that. And so many reasons are behind why people don't achieve their resolution.
Okay.
Number one, you say their resolutions are not being powered by anger.
Okay, it's not being powered by
anger.
Your resolution should be powered by anger.
It should be powered by anger. Anything that you don't have anger underneath, you are not going to achieve it.
Is it anger is a bit negative? I think it should be desire.
People think that anger anger has its own positive effect.
Okay.
Understand me? Dictionary define anger as a feeling that makes people want to quarrel or fight.
That's it.
That's what dictionary define anger as. But to me, I define anger as a strong feeling that makes you to say no to status quo. Understand? A feeling that puts pressure under you to get from point A to point B. Anger makes you to feel uncomfortable, discomfort. And the truth is that behind every change, behind every revolution is anger. Jesus was an angry man.
Mr. Peter Anosike.
Jesus was an angry man.
Yes.
And that was why he brought the change that he brought.
You've taken the conversation to another level. You know,
It's not, I'm telling you,
the truth is that, hold on.
Martin Luther, all the Nelson Mandela, all of them.
No, when you use anger, see, I think anger, like you have rightly defined from the dictionary, it's you want to fight. You're tired. It's negative.
It's a feeling.
Yes.
That makes you want to quarrel or to fight.
And most times when you are angry, you don't take rational decisions. But desire, I think for me, the right word is desire. Desire is what will make you take action. You cannot do anything in life if you don't desire it. You cannot even get up except you desire to get up. So it's how much do you want it? If you back a resolution with desire, but when it's anger, you might take some wrong decision. I don't think anything good comes from anger.
A lot of things comes with anger. Why did Jesus threw the money changers out of the synagogue?
That was a moment.
He wasn't happy with what they are doing.
Yes, that was a moment, and it did something. Yeah, he wasn't happy.
Why did Martin Luther revolted against the Catholic Church?
He desired for a better country. He desired for a better Christianity. He desired for something better. So the anger is just for a moment. That
If
anger, if it's not
not
curtailed, if you sum up the whole of the achievement of Martin Luther, saying that he did all this because of anger, then
he was
we're
angry
getting it
because
wrong.
of the situation that he saw. Understand me? The truth is that if whatever you are doing that's anger makes you feel uncomfortable. And what you want is powered by anger, you will not stop until you achieve that. Desire is just a decision.
Desire is soft, like you want to say that it's
Understand
not as
me?
hard as anger.
Understand me? Desire is a decision, but if you are angry about something, I'm angry with my state, with my present state. Understand? I want to change. So I say, look at my definition of anger.
Yes.
A strong feeling that makes you to say no to status quo. A strong feeling that stimulates change. If you are not angry for something, you will not want to change that thing. So desire is not as strong as anger. And for you to make, I don't like this. This thing must change. That is anger. That is anger. That this thing must not continue this way. It's anger. And when you say that from the change starts, and you not stop until you get that thing that you want.
You are right in some ways, but anger is a weakness. Although many people think of it as a strength, but in actuality, the person who does not display anger has more inner strength. than the person that displayed the anger, because when you are angry, you spark and you set fire on yourself and the people around you. You hurt people. You do things that later on you will regret.
The next grapher is a comfortable man. He's
Yes.
not in our situation.
But from what you were saying, you said anger can make you turn a new leaf.
If you are
But
not,
when you desire it enough, you will go all out for it.
desire and anger, which one propels you the more?
I think it's desire. If you really for positivity, it's desire. Because have you seen an angry man? Nothing you say he will not even hear you. Whether you are saying the good or
Anyone
bad,
that lacks anger is a man of compromise. Anyone that lacks anger can easily compromise. It's anger that makes you to say no. It is anger that makes you to say no. It is anger that makes you not to compromise, not to procrastinate. Understand me?
Yes,
Nate?
I do. Great. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
It's not desire, it's anger.
Okay. You said one, anger. Now the second one, why people fail when it comes to New Year resolution.
Well, the second is the people who have wavering spirits.
Wavering.
People, if you have a wavering spirit, you cannot achieve anything that you've decided on. People who have wavering spirits are people who are easily distracted. People who easily lose focus. People who cannot concentrate on something. So this is also one of the reasons why people fail to accomplish their New Year resolution, because they have wavering spirit.
They don't have the resolve.
They don't have the.
Because when you say wavering spirit, you've already gone spiritual.
No,
A wavering spirit can happen from a
Easily
demonic
distracted.
attack.
Easily distracted. That's
This
what
is what
wavering. That's not being focused. It has
Do not
nothing
have
to do with
resolve.
your spirit.
Okay,
Understand me? People who are easily distracted.
better.
I'm going here, something comes, I change my mind. That is wavering spirit. People who are easily distracted. People who cannot concentrate. People who lack focus. As I said, the focus is the acronym for follow one course until success. So if you cannot follow one course until success, it means that you have wavering spirit. You are easily distracted. So people who have wavering spirit cannot achieve their desires because
No, so why? What caused the wavering spirit? I think we shouldn't even call it spirit, because when I hear the spirit, I'm hearing spirituality. Because when you start talking about spirit, it means there is something more. The person
spirit
has
just
been-
means mindset.
Okay, let's use the mindset. So what caused that?
That's people who are easily distracted by something. Okay, I'm telling you, I will be in Enugu on January 5. Understand?
Yes.
Maybe January 2nd, I heard that there's a party at Abeokuta. I said, let me go to this party first. I've changed my mind. The Abeokuta party has distracted me from the Enugu that I want to go. So in January, today is 28, isn't it? People may say, in January, I'm going to learn this skill. I'm going to learn this skill. Then on the 2nd of January, something come up as, let me postpone this until I finish this. Which means those people are easily distracted. They cannot focus on a particular issue. And once you cannot, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett said that the reason behind their success is focus. Bill Gates says so. Warren Buffett says so. And every successful man is focused. You must be focused on a thing before you can achieve that. You cannot be chasing 5 different things at a time and think that you can succeed. You can not be chasing 5 different things at a time and think that you can succeed. You cannot be chasing 5 different things at a time and think that you can succeed. You cannot be chasing 5 different things at a time and think that you can succeed. You cannot be chasing 5 different things at a time and think that you can succeed. You cannot be chasing 5 different things at a time and think that you can succeed. You cannot be chasing 5 different things at a time and think that you can succeed. You cannot be chasing 5 different things at a time and think that you can succeed. You cannot be chasing 5 different things at a time and think that you can succeed. You cannot be chasing 5 different things at a time and think that you can succeed. You cannot be chasing 5 different things at a time and think that you can succeed. You cannot be chasing 5 different things at a time and think that you can succeed. You cannot be chasing 5 different things at a time and think that you can succeed. You cannot be chasing 5 different things at a time and think that So if your spirit is wavering, you cannot focus on your goal. Therefore, you cannot achieve it.
Great. That's number two. Now, number three. What is the number three thing that makes a lot of people New Year resolution? What makes it fail?
Number three is people who set unrealistic targets.
Unrealistic targets.
People who set unrealistic targets. The issue is for you to achieve something, that target must be realistic. It must be measurable. It must be specific. It must be measurable. It must be specific. And you must have the skill to achieve that thing. Understand me? A physically challenged person cannot be dreaming of going to this play in Premiership. Do you understand me?
Yes, I'm following.
A physically challenged person cannot dream of joining a Barcelona or joining a Real Madrid because it's an unrealistic target. Because one, the capacity is not there. So there are people who set unrealistic targets. And once your target is unrealistic, you don't have the capacity to achieve it, you cannot achieve it. So, so whatever target that you want to set, make sure that it is realistic.
Have you heard the saying that if your dreams are not bigger than you've not dreamt at all?
If your dreams are not bigger than you.
If they are not bigger than what you can achieve in your mind, what you can achieve, then you have not dreamt at all. Have you ever heard of that?
But it must be realistic. It must be achievable. You must have that picture of what you want to achieve in your head. It is what is in the head that gives birth to what is what we see. So those who set unrealistic targets can never achieve it. So whatever you want to achieve in 2023, it has to be realistic. It must be what you have a capacity for. Then what remains is now you pushing yourself more than before. For example, maybe I'm a student. I'm not good in mathematics. I say 2023, I must be good in mathematics. Then I begin to work harder, put extra time on my math subjects. Then I can get a math teacher to help me more. So I'm now putting extra effort than before, which means at the end of the day, I will achieve what I want because I am now doing more than I used to do. I'm now putting more time. I have hired a math teacher to help me to achieve that. So, but now you don't speak Spanish. And you say this year I must be good in Spanish, and you don't buy Spanish books, you don't hire a Spanish teacher. It's an unrealistic target. So the target people set must be what they can achieve, what they already have the capacity for. And once you cannot. Once you set a target that you don't have the capacity for, it will just remain a target, a fleeting illusion that can only be pursued but never attained.
You're very right. And another thing that let me just add to it that makes a lot of New Year resolutions why they don't work is lack of accountability. When you don't have anybody you are accountable to, like you said something now, realistic target. Now you have a realistic target and you're working towards it. But when you don't have anybody that you are accountable to, that you give account of what you're doing to, that could also make your resolution to fail.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Because just like that's what I talked about, having a teacher or a coach. Because if you don't have anybody that supervise what you are doing, you you will not be pushing yourself more. Just as you said, if you don't have anybody that's checking what you are doing, that is monitoring your progress, it's like you just setting exam for yourself. Definitely you are going to pass, because what you are going to set for yourself is already what you know. But if you want to go higher, there should be somebody who is already there to supervise your progress, that will tell you you are not doing enough, that will be waking you up from bed. Start this thing.
Yeah.
Time is against you. And that's why I also talk about being measurable. You must be benchmarking what you are doing. But the truth is that most people break their New Year resolution by the end of March.
Why do you think so?
March, that they find it difficult to go beyond March. And the reason is because the way they prepare it. But the truth is that whatever you want to achieve is possible. If you can learn just doing that thing for 5 minutes every day. Whatever you want to achieve, if it's a skill, just start. If you just enter into it with full force, you run out of it. But if you can just dedicate 5 minutes of doing that thing on a daily basis, from 5 minutes you graduate to 7 minutes, from 7 minutes you graduate to 10 minutes. That's the way it will become part of you. But people will make their New Year resolution and just jump into it full force. They will either become overwhelmed or discouraged. But the best way to attain your resolutions is to start it gradually, bit by bit. Be entering it gradually. Take 5 minutes. That's if it's a skill. If it's a skill or exercise, just 5 minutes every day. Now, you say you want to lose weight or you want to become physically fit. Instead of starting from your house, you start going to the National Stadium. There you see people who are already fit, doing what you know, what you feel that you can never do. But if you start the training from your room, just 5 minutes, you rest. Tomorrow, 5 minutes, you rest. It will begin to enter inside you bit by bit. After 1-2 months, if you go and join those who already know it, they will now begin to follow them. But without starting on your own and just go there, you become overwhelmed. I've seen somebody who said that he want to play professional football. He bought a ball, bought jerseys and boots. Instead of starting from his backyard, he went to Enugu, to Pondo Field in Enugu, where Rangers used to train. Just by seeing how they were juggling ball, he became discouraged and went to what? Home. Understand me?
Yeah.
But if he has started doing training from his backyard, getting better and better on that thing, if he now goes to where those who have mastered that art are already, I think he will be seeing what he's already doing them doing it. So he will now encourage himself that to do more. So the best way to do it is start gradually. It's just like losing weight. You cannot lose weight in a day. So you have to start bit by bit. What food do I need to start taking away?
Yes.
How many calories do I need to burn in a day? Understand? So bit by bit, you don't just say enter it full force. But a lot of people do enter full force, and before the end of March, they have gotten overwhelmed or discouraged. But as you said, there's need to be accountable to somebody. There must be somebody ahead of you who you should be reporting to. I've done 5 minutes. I think, can I go home? He can tell you, no, just put in 2 minutes more.
That will help you to
Yes,
achieve your goals.
So if you don't have somebody higher than you that's supervising what you are doing, you are like your own master. You can become tired and say, I want to go home. But if you have someone say, no, it's not yet time. Just do 2-3 minutes more before you go.
Okay, now let's look at some of the WhatsApp messages that we have gotten. I asked a question earlier on that do you have New Year resolutions? Do you do New Year resolutions? Is it working for you? What do you think about New Year resolutions? The phone numbers to send WhatsApp message to is 0700 902 903 9039. 0700 903 9039. I'll take it again. 0700 903 9039. Okay, so let's take some messages, then we'll continue the conversation. Our discussion this morning is on New Year resolutions. We know the year is coming to an end. We have barely 3 days, and then it will be New Year 2023. So we know this is time for New Year resolutions. People are making it. Some people say they don't believe in it. What do you think? Now, let's take this message. It says, good morning to you, Mary. I'm listening to your program now. Quite an interesting conversation concerning New Year resolution. I, for one, do not believe in New Year resolutions. I don't even practice it. I stopped doing that since I was a teenager. What I want to change in my life, I start doing it every day. If I notice I need to improve in one area, I start doing it every day. I do not wait for New Year resolutions. This is Mrs. Georgina from Ushodi. Thank you for your message. Let's take another one here. It says, good morning to you, Mary. Interesting conversation today on Business Around Town. I believe so much in New Year resolutions. I do it every year. I write it down and then I try to follow it. But the truth is, 90% of the time, I do not complete my New Year resolutions. I don't fulfill all of it. But I keep doing it. At least I get 10% to give me direction to know how far my year has been. Thank you. This is from Mr. Kingsley. Thank you, Mr. Kingsley, for your message. And this other one says, my name is Comrade Addison. I'm listening to this program for the first time. Quite an interesting conversation concerning anger and desire. I think anger is a negative word because nothing good really comes from anger. But I understand the perspective of your guest, that you can be angry about a situation and change it. So thank you for that new information. My name is Godwin from Festac. Okay, thank you. Let's take more messages. I have to read the backlog before new ones start rolling in. The number is 0700 903 903 903. The conversation is on New Year resolutions. Do you believe in them or not? Is it a waste of time to sit down and put the things that you want to see happen to your life next year? Okay, this one says, good morning to you, Mary, and Business Around Town crew, VOP, and everybody. I'm listening to your program and I am loving it. My name is AZ. I believe in New Year resolutions. You have to have plan every time you move into the new year. Write it down, the things you want to accomplish. Write it down and let God know that this is what you want. And put it there, pray about it, go about the activity. And at the end of the year, go and look at what you've written down. You'll be shocked at what God has done. My name is Pastor Eze. Thank you for your message. Now you write it down and give it to God.
Yeah, so for me, I believe in writing them down. New Year resolutions shouldn't be in your head. You should write it down, put it to where you will be seeing it. You can place it beside your bed. You can put it in your bedroom where you will be seeing it constantly. As you are seeing it, it is going to your subconscious. So if you just say this is my New Year resolution, it's not written anywhere, you are certainly not going to follow it. So those that say that they have written it down, they are on the right path. You have to write it down, put it where you will be sitting, basically on your bed, beside your bed, so that before you sleep, you will be looking at it. As you are looking at it, you are thinking about it. That's the way to help. You can also put it in your bedroom. As you are bathing, you are looking at it. So for those who say that they don't believe in New Year resolution, one, I have asked myself, what do I want to achieve next year, 2023?
Yes.
I have decided on it. And after this program, I'm going to call the person that is going to help me to achieve that. I'm going to call him for a meeting, for a discussion. So I have started implementing it. So if you don't have, Benjamin Franklin said, if you are not planning to succeed, you are planning to fail. Understand? So every time you should have something that you are working towards. That's the importance of New Year resolution. You must have targets every day, every week, every month, every year. We are entering 2023. Ask yourself, what do I want to achieve in 2023? Write those things down and begin to work on them. Make sure that you are measuring your progress.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk said, have a 10-year plan, but try to achieve it in 3 years. He said, even if you did not succeed in achieving that 10 years in 3 years, you are better than somebody who has hoped to achieve it in 10 years. Because you are going to be faster than that person. So this is what New Year resolution does for you. It quickens your thinking, it quickens your steps, it gives you energy. It gives you energy. So just as I said yesterday, I asked myself, what do I want to achieve in 2023? And today, I'm calling the person, come, we need to have a discussion. That's how it works. If you have a resolution, if you have a target, you don't rest over it. You don't rest over it. And as I said, keep it, it cannot just be in your head. Write it down, place it where you will be seeing it every time.
Throughout the year.
It is very, very important so that you will not forget, because a lot of things comes into your head on a daily basis. A lot of experiences, some come, some go. But if you write it down, before you sleep, you'll be staring at it. As you're looking at these ideas on how to achieve them will be getting into your head. It works. There's no mystery.
So if you have your New Year resolutions written down, put it close to.
Write it down.
Write it
Place
down.
it beside your bed,
Yes.
where you'll be seeing it. Put
Always.
it in your bedroom, where you'll be seeing. Be looking at it, whatever you are doing. It will be giving you ideas. It will make it fresh in your mind. That's the only way. But if you just decide on 10 things in your head, it's not written down anywhere. Tomorrow, other things will come in. And again, you don't just decide on many things within understand in your resolution. You cannot just say, I'm going to achieve 10 things. You will be overwhelmed. You will be confused. Just make it 2, 3. Understand?
2, 3.
2, 3. So that you can enable you to focus on it.
What are the 3 things you want to achieve next year?
Let us just say 2 big things that you want to achieve.
2 big things you want to achieve.
That you want to achieve.
And then you put them down, and then those one will have, number 1 will have A, B, C, D, like that.
Yes.
Then you break it down. You understand what I mean? You remember those exam questions, number 1, and just 2 questions, but that number 1 question will have A, B, C, D, like that.
Yes, number 1, 2 big things I want to achieve. You write them down. Understand? What and what do I need to have to achieve this? You write those ones down. What and what do I need to know to achieve this? You write those things down. Now begin to work on those things. So it's not difficult to achieve.
Now let's talk about business owners now. As a business owner, you could, from what you're saying, I just got this idea that as a business owners, you could have a meeting with your staff and everybody and tell your employees that what are some of the things you want to see happen in this business next year. What resolutions should we take concerning the business next year, and let all of them write down where they think the business should be next year, what they have for the business, their ideas, everything, and collect it, and then have them accountable for that. Have them accountable for what they have written that they want to see in the business come 2023. What do you think?
It's a good one, and every business that want to grow should do that. Where do we want to be by December next year? This is December. Where do we want to be by December next year? What and what do we need to do? Understand? Yeah. It depends on your leadership style. You can give out responsibilities or ask everybody to bring suggestions. This is where I want us to be. This is where I want us to be. Now, when you have that, you now begin to think, what and what do we? Now, this could be maybe at the conference room. Understand? Everybody bring ideas. From the ideas, you separate them into departments. Go put us together. What and what do we need to do to achieve this? What and what? You now separate them based on their skills, mental and capacity, and stuff. Go in. We need in the next 1 month. Tell us what we need to do to achieve this. Tell us what we need to do to achieve this. If you can do this, by second quarter, your business has taken a giant step.
See?
There's no secret about that.
If you are true to it, if you're true to what has just been said now, by the second quarter, after 3 months or 6 months of doing business, you notice a big difference. But if you don't have employees, it's just you could do this too for your business, and make sure that you place those papers where you can see them. Now let's talk about a retrospect, looking at 2022 as a business owner. 2022, because now you are making resolutions for the new year, but you have to also look back at where you are coming from. 2022, the mistakes you've made, the things you have been able to conquer, the progress you have made, and look at everything, pick out what you need to pick at, and then drop whatever you need to drop. So let's talk about retrospecting, looking back at the previous year.
Okay, just like somebody said that she doesn't believe in New Year resolution, that whatever she wants, she start doing it immediately. That's a good one. Just like I for one, I don't like carrying mistakes over the next day, because I know that every new day brings new challenges. So whatever you fail to accomplish today is going to be doubled by tomorrow. That's why procrastination is not good. So this is December. every businessman or woman has come a long way. A lot of things has happened this year. Inflation, maybe tax force, and so on and so forth. So there should be this sitting back and thinking back. Understand? From January to December. Just like having a kind of rehearsal, brain rehearsal. If you can call back from January to December, how your business has been. Understand? The mistakes that you have made that you must not repeat in 2023. As I've been saying, there's nothing wrong in making mistakes. Mistakes becomes wrong when you repeat it. But one of the things that help us to grow is mistakes. When you make mistakes and then from it, you grow. So if you have made mistakes in 2022, I will say congrats. But make sure you don't repeat it in 2023. Ask yourself, why was that mistake made? Learn from it and make sure that you don't make it again.
Great. Now, let me take some other messages. I'll just read up the ones I have here. This one says, good morning to you and great work of VOP. God bless you this morning for the lecture, especially about anger. It's very important teaching to everyone because anger is a difficult issue in mankind that requires God's grace and prayers because anger is a band to destiny. Many might have done well and go far in success, but their hot temper won't allow them. From Prophet Ima Shiwozo AO. Thank you for your message. Another one here says, good morning, sir. I'm listening, I'm hearing, and I'm understanding. Thank you, sir. My name is Dr. Busy. He's listening, he's hearing, and he's understanding what we are talking about. Nice one. Now, let me take another message. This one here says, good morning, VOP family. Thank you for the discussion this morning concerning my New Year resolutions. Before now, I do not believe in New Year resolutions. I don't even write my plans down on paper, but I have them in my head. But after listening to you this morning, I will write them down on a piece of paper, and I'm going to stick to just 2, like you have said, and see if 2023 is going to be different from 2022. Let me prove what you have said this morning. Thank you so much. This is from Temidayo. Thank you for your message this morning.
So, as I said,
let me just take 2 more because let me read it. We called for the messages. Okay, so it says, good morning to you, Mary and Mr. Peter Andosike. Interesting conversation concerning New Year resolutions. I'm not a believer of New Year resolutions. I don't do that stuff. I write my plans and I work towards it. Every year for me is a new year. My name is Mr. Peter. Thank you. And Peter from where? Okay, from Satellite Town. Thank you, Mr. Peter. I said every year is his new year. There's no wait. Okay, and this last one before I come to you says, good morning, VOP. Good morning, Mary. And good morning, Mr. Peter Andosike. I'm listening to what you were saying. I'll try and do something this year concerning resolutions. Before now, I don't even think about it. Thank you for the conversation. My name is Gabriel. Okay, thank you. Okay, that's it. Before we go this morning, let's round up the conversation. I think there are some things you want to add. You've given us about 3. I think 3 this morning. You talked about anger, that you need to be angry, that if you don't have anger, you might not be able to fulfill your New Year resolution. Then also wavering spirit. You talked about that.
That's if you are easily distracted.
If you're easily distracted.
If you are easily distracted, you cannot achieve what you want.
And then number 1, if you're not angry enough, according to Mr. Peter Andosike, if you're not angry enough to want the change.
Anger is a stimulant that brings about change. If you are not angry about a situation, let me tell you, this is not a political program, but that P2B is popular today is anger. Nigerians are angry and they are demanding for a change. And the only way to stop, because if you continue to do the same thing over and over, you continue to get the same result.
Okay.
So anger, as I said, the dictionary defined it negatively. That's why I said, to me, anger is a strong feeling that makes you want to say no to status quo. And I said that if you are not angry with something, you will not have that energy to change it. So they see anger negatively. I see anger in a positive way.
The positive side of anger.
Because it will make you not to feel comfortable until you get the result that you need.
And then finally, you talked about unrealistic targets. That you should make sure that your goals, what you want to achieve,
is achievable.
Is achievable.
And that you have the capacity to achieve it.
You have the capacity. And if you don't have capacity, you can build capacity.
You can build capacity.
And you know what to do to build the capacity. Yeah.
And I said that you don't just start full force. Start bit by bit. If it's a skill that you want to learn, you can just start by maybe giving yourself 5 minutes of that exercise on a daily basis. You grow. Don't just enter into it because you may become overwhelmed or discouraged. Just build yourself into it gradually.
Okay, great. Now, I think our time is up. Thank you so much for coming through today and talking to us about this New Year resolutions. I'm going to see you again next year. Next year, 2023, we're going to have another conversation on the new year, because then we'll be in the new year. I've been speaking with Mr. Peter Anosike. He's a philosopher, a development economist, a journalist, and the best-selling author. He has written several books. One of the books is the Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money. The book was highly rated by the Wall Street Journal. And here in Nigeria, it's used by Sweden. He's also a founder of Ultimate Entrepreneur Academy. The organization trains college students, graduates, and even workers on business. And here, VOP is the Dean of VOP Business School. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you so much, Mary.
Okay, my name is Mary Onaife. They'll be coming
Happy New Year in advance, listeners. We'll see in 2023.
Yes, by the grace of God, we will see 2023 in a grand style, and then we'll get to discuss. But I'll be here again tomorrow. My name is Mary Onaife. They'll be coming up next is Issues in the News. Keep it here. Do not change the dial.